Hey, welcome to another episode of Building a Business That Lasts. We've got kind of a special episode. Well, we're going to start doing these on a regular basis, actually, where I'm going to interview other team members here at Business Builders, formerly Design Extensions. So you can kind of get a behind the scenes of how we do things, why we do them, and hopefully that will help you in growing your business as well. So today I have Chris Webster with me.
Hello. Hey, yep. Thanks for having me.
Chris is now the president of Design Extensions. You've carried just about every title at the company.
Correct. Yep. Now I'm president, so I hear all the jokes, and it's it never stops.
That's part of our culture. So you got to be able to make fun of each other and then yourself, I suppose.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So I think what would be interesting for people would be to kind of hear a little bit of your history. You've been here a long time. So like talk about how you started and just give them the backstory.
Yeah. So December will be 11 years with Business Builders, formerly Design Extensions. It's hard to say that still because most of my time has been Design Extensions. So, I started back just focusing on print work. I was actually a firefighter with the city of St. Augustine, and Jay's wife, Claire, and my wife, Jennifer, were friends, and we had kids around the same age, and we just got to know each other. I had some history in the print world, and so Jay was offering that as a service. And basically the way I looked at it was something I could take off his plate so he could focus on other things, and it made sense. So I took on print work at that time, just part-time.
Which we don't even do anymore.
We don't really print anymore.
I mean,
we outsource
we do
it
a little
all.
bit, but yeah.
But it was just something where I said, hey, here's something that I can help with that you probably don't need to focus on, and I could take it over. I had a little bit of experience in it, so I figured I'd take that on.
And back then there were maybe like 5 of us.
Yeah,
total?
I think there was 5 total. I was quickly reminded that I was the only part-time person very regularly. But it was a group of guys. We all had kids about the same age, and it was a fun time back then. It was small, quaint.
It was small.
We got a lot of stuff done for a little team, that's for sure.
So much has changed since then. I mean, like I said, you started doing part-time print work. Mm-hmm. We were totally remote. Mm-hmm. We were a different name. Mm-hmm. So, so much has changed.
Right.
I mean, everything's changed, basically. And yet our mission's pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. So as you've gone through different roles in the company, like how has that kind of helped you grow to where you are now?
Yeah, so I think really what I carried with me or the biggest kind of growth path I had was almost how I got the job to begin with is I just was hyper aware of things that I felt like I could do or learn how to do, ask questions, and then try it. Luckily for me, the culture of Business Builders, then Design Extensions, was it's okay to fail. And so I knew that I could try something. And even if I wasn't successful that first time, I would have opportunity to do it again. And so basically I just, I got with Trey Ingram, who was our designer then. And I said, Trey, teach me how to do some InDesign and Photoshop. And so I'd sit and watch and go train with him. And, that was a point where I was able to come in full time because I was able to help support Trey as he was kind of overloaded with work at that time. And I said, this is something I can help you with. It was basic design stuff. And I was able to take stuff off of his plate. So I was doing print work and then helping him with design. And I think just go, hey, what is something that I can learn new? Go try it and then master it, So,
but at that point, to leave the fire station was a big deal.
Yes.
Because that was the chosen career path. Like I'm going to be a firefighter.
Yep.
And to be a firefighter and then be in Photoshop are two very, very different things.
Right.
And so like what were some of the fears or worries that you had as you kind of left that big life path?
Yeah, there are people who, their whole life know they want to be firefighters, and once they get in that career path, it's very hard to get into that career path. Mm-hmm. It's very competitive. And there just was a point where for me, working with Design Extensions, I could see a ton of opportunity. And in the fire service, which is a good and a bad thing. Completely the path laid out for you. So you can, they call them steps. So every year, what step you're moving up to.
And it kind of has to be that way in
Yeah.
some kind of a government organization.
Yeah.
It pretty much has to be that structure.
Yeah. And so you see that. And for me, and I guess my personality, the more I've become self-aware, I don't thrive in those types of environments. What I did love about that is interacting with people and the ability to like problem solve as you come like on a scene. But knowing my future was planned out for me and I didn't really have a ton of control of the outcome, really didn't fit my personality very well. And I think that was the complete opposite with design extensions. And
yeah, we were the Wild West.
We were Wild West. We were like, oh, I see this thing. Let's try it. And we would try it. And some things worked well and some things were disasters. But it was a big change. And when I switched from the fire service, there were a lot of people who would say that I probably should not have made the switch full time. There's a lot of guys who do part-time jobs or even like a kind of side hustle, if you will, but also work in the fire service.
Yeah.
And I just had a feeling that if I was going to do it, that I needed to jump in, 2 feet in. I didn't see a success path or at least a growth path for me personally, unless I was fully committed to it. And
right.
So that's why I kind of made that decision to push that direction and join this team. Rather than try and make it work or stick in the fire service.
And then, not long after that, we went from being fully remote, which we had done for, as a company, I don't know, 16 years probably, and then bought the office that we're in now. This is the expanded version of the office that we're in now. And so that's a lot of change. And I think as I think about this, like you and I both thrive on change to some extent. Like we're very comfortable with like, let's try a new thing. Right. And like if it breaks, then we'll fix it or we'll go do another new thing, And everybody's not that comfortable with that. So, I'm thinking about like the office transition. People might be curious, especially in today's world where everybody's doing the opposite. I think everybody's going from like in office to remote. We were kind of the opposite back then. We had been remote and we were coming into office culture. So what kind of change did that bring? And how do you think that either helped us or hurt us?
So I think... So from the 5 original kind of guys, we're still around.
Not to be confused with the hamburger.
I think that the reason is, and I think kind of our core values, 2 of them that stick out to me, and I thought about this a little bit ahead of time, is joy and family.
Yeah.
And I think because those 2 things just both inherently for us are important, like if we're going to do something, we want it to be fun. We want to have joy in it, right? And like the family aspect of it, of like we spend a lot of time together, you know, whether it's us and someone else on the team or just being in the office together. It has to be kind of a family. I got to come in and know like we trust each other, and I got to know that you're going to be there and be willing to help me out, and you got my back. So, having those kind of core values really helps inside of the office. And I actually think we are more productive inside of the office together because those are on our core values. I think that it's easy to go, well, it's more comfortable and it seems more accepting for us to just be at home, and sure, we could get things done. But that family and that joy are very hard to create when we're all remote. And it shows. Like yesterday we had Taco Tuesday and we're at this big long table and everyone's laughing and having fun. And those are connections that it's nearly impossible to get if we're fully remote. And I think the pivot to the office really was kind of if we were to look back, one of the pivotal points in kind of the growth that we've seen over the last few years.
Yeah.
I think there's a design extensions, and then there's a design extensions before office and after office,
For sure.
And it really gave us the ability to come together and put different strengths together, and all of that was towards the benefit of our clients, right? So you had very artistic people, you had tactical people, you had analytical people, and you were able to bring them together, and with all of that manpower, be able to accomplish a singular goal. It was just there was a lot more power in that than to trying to tackle it, individually.
And that was really like the transition too from like, a 6-figure business making hundreds of thousands of dollars to a 7-figure business making millions of dollars. And I think part of that was just, there's a difference in bringing the client into your own space. That's why I still think like right now when everybody's going all remote and they're like, oh, the office is dead. I'm like, it's not. There might be some kind of like hybrid future. I mean, I think that's what we are right now. People always ask, what are we doing? And for us in this time period, we basically have 2 days a week where people, can be in the office. Hey, I hope this video has helped you with some tips and ideas to build a business that lasts. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on the next videos that we roll out. And more importantly, for some awesome free resources, head over to our website at buildingabusinessthatlasts.com. You can get a free copy of my book there where I tell you how I have built an agency that's grown year over year for the last 20 years in a row. So go grab that, buildingabusinessthatlasts.com, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks. We'll see you soon.